What's up, friends? Welcome to SPDM TV. My name is Mike, part of the SPDM crew, and I watch a lot of TV. We talk about various TV topics, reviews, and general appreciation of TV past and new. You can follow me on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and Serialized at MLHilty2452 to see what all I'm watching. This week, let's recap what happened at the Golden Globes this past Sunday. We've got some awards that were handed out. So let's see how I did on some of my predictions. So we've got Best Performance by an Actress in a Limited Series or Motion Picture Made for Television. As a reminder, your nominees were Claire Danes for The Beast in Me, Rashida Jones for Black Mirror, Amanda Seyfried for Long Bright River, Sarah Snook in All Her Fault, Michelle Williams for Dying for Sex, and Robin Wright for The Girlfriend. Michelle Williams won this for Dying for Sex. I thought Sarah Snook was going to take it, but I'm so happy that Michelle Williams did this because she deserves some recognition for this amazing performance that she puts in Dying for Sex. So I'm glad that somebody recognized her. Too bad it was the Golden Globes, but hey, whatever. Best Performance by an Actor in a Limited Series or Motion Picture Made for Television. I have Jacob Elordi for The Narrow Road to the Deep North, Paul Giamatti for Black Mirror, Stephen Graham for Adolescence, Charlie Hunnam, Monster, The Ed Gein Story, Jude Law for Black Rabbit, and Matthew Rhys for The Beast in Me. I thought that Stephen Graham from Adolescence was going to win this, and sure enough, he did. So congrats to him. He definitely deserved it. Best Performance by a Supporting Actress in a Television Series, Carrie Coon for The White Lotus, Erin Doherty for Adolescence, Hannah Einbender for Hacks, Catherine O'Hara for The Studio, Parker Posey for The White Lotus, and Amy Lou Wood for The White Lotus. I thought Hannah Einbender was going to win this, but Erin Doherty won for Adolescence. So no surprise that Erin Doherty won for Adolescence. I just thought Hannah Einbender would have had a little bit more of a chance because she's way more of Hacks versus Erin Doherty, who is in one episode of Adolescence. But I'm happy nonetheless. Best Performance by a Supporting Actor in a Television Series, Owen Cooper for Adolescence, Billy Crudup for The Morning Show, Walton Goggins for The White Lotus, Jason Isaacs for The White Lotus, Trammell Tillman for Severance, and Ashley Walters for Adolescence. I thought Owen Cooper for Adolescence was going to take this, and he did. Sad that Trammell Tillman did not win the award for Severance, but I'm still glad that Owen Cooper won for Adolescence nonetheless. Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series, Musical, or Comedy, Kristen Bell for Nobody Wants This, Ayo Edebiri for The Bear, Selena Gomez for Only Murders in the Building, Natasha Lyonne for Poker Face, Jenna Ortega for Wednesday, and Jean Smart for Hacks. Thought Jean Smart was going to take this, and she did because she definitely deserves it. Best Performance by a Studio in a Television Series, Musical, or Comedy, Adam Brody for Nobody Wants This, Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building, Glenn Powell for Chad Powers, Seth Rogen for The Studio, Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building, and Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. I thought Seth Rogen was going to take this for The Studio, and he did. Seth Rogen has been cleaning up. Gene Smart and Seth Rogen have been cleaning up the awards circuit for the comedy awards, so no surprise that both of them won. Best Limited Series, Anthology Series, or Television Motion Picture, we had the nominees of Adolescence, All Her Fault, The Beast in Me, Black Mirror, Dying for Sex, and The Girlfriend. Adolescence won this, and Adolescence is what I predicted. Now comes the question, now that Adolescence has won the Emmy and has won the Golden Globe, who's going to take this now? Because it was the Penguin, there was the Penguin, then there was Baby Reindeer, and now we have Adolescence. Who's going to take this now? I don't know. So I'm very curious to see who's going to, or what limited series is going to come about over the next couple of months and kind of be that television event that Adolescence, Baby Reindeer, Beef. It's funny, all of those have one thing in common. They all come from Netflix. So we'll see how that goes. Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series Drama. The nominees are Kathy Bates for Matlock, Britt Lauer for Severance, Helen Mirren for 1923, Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us, Kerry Russell for The Diplomat, and Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus. I thought it was Britt Lauer for Severance, and Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus took it. I'm glad that she's finally getting some recognition, and I hope that she continues to get recognition because she's phenomenal. And for her to put up with as much shit as she did in Better Call Saul and to get nothing out of it, I think it's tragic. So Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus taking it, and I think this is going to be maybe the most or the first of many for more to come. Best performance by an actor in a television series drama. We had Sterling K. Brown for Paradise, Diego Luna for Andor, Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, Mark Ruffalo for Task, Adam Scott for Severance, and Noah Wiley for The Pit. I thought Noah Wiley was going to take it for The Pit, and he did. And he's just going to continue to scoop up the awards for as long as The Pit is on television. Best television series drama. We've got The Diplomat, The Pit, Pluribus, Severance, Slow Horses, and The White Lotus. The Pit was what I predicted, and The Pit won. So congrats to The Pit. Very excited for season 2, so we'll see how that goes. And best television series, musical or comedy. We got Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, and The Studio. And The Studio won, and The Studios is what I predicted. Very curious to see what happens from here because we're not going to get another season of The Studio from this. The Bear feels like it's just on the outside looking in now, so we'll see what comes about from that. Is this the year perhaps that Abbott Elementary finally breaks through? I don't know, or is this Hacks to win? So we'll see. Very curious next year for a best television series drama if The Pit's going to continue to dominate or Pluribus is going to sneak in there. I don't know. There's a lot to potentially think about when it comes to television, Golden Globes, and Emmys moving forward. Looking at some of the movie categories, very glad that Best Original Song went to Golden. I'm probably going to lock that in for Best Song at the Oscars. So I hope that she gets to perform it at the Oscars. So we'll see about that. Best Original Score, Ludwig Göransson for Sinners. Very happy about that. Tiana Taylor won for Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role in a Motion Picture. Amy Madigan had a lot of momentum going into this, so we'll see how that pans out. So that's fun. Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role in any Motion Picture, Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. I would have thought that Sean Penn would have taken this, but maybe everyone's over Sean Penn, so we'll see about that. But Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value takes it. Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Rose Byrne's If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I'm hoping that this means that she will be, rest assured that she will definitely get an Oscar nomination now. So we'll see. For Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Timothée Chalamet in Marty Supreme. Yep, good for him. And then Best Director in a Motion Picture, we've got PTA for One Battle After Another. I would have voted for Ryan Coogler, but what do I know? A cinematic and box office achievement. Yes, Sinners definitely should have won that. Best Motion Picture Animated, K-pop Demon Hunters as the winner there. Good for it. Best Motion Picture Non-English Language, The Secret Agent, which feels like that's going to be a, not shoo-in, but I think is going to be a lock for a minimum a nomination and at most the win. Best Screenplay, Motion Picture, PTA got it for One Battle After Another. I feel like he's a lock, and One Battle After Another feels like a lock for Best Picture right now, so we'll see how that goes. Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Very happy about that. Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture, Drama, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. Good for him. I'm glad for that. I would have voted for Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, but here we are, right? So the only two awards that have not been announced yet are Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, or Best Motion Picture in a Drama. So I guess you're just going to have to wait to see who wins those. But yep, those are my thoughts on the Golden Globes. What did you think? What did you think of the Golden Globes? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to do it for this episode of SPDM TV. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe to anything and everything SPDM Crew, wherever you get your podcast. Join us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Blue Sky at SPDM Crew. Shout out to HiFlyer Creative Studios for making our awesome logo. Greatly appreciate their support. If you've got any marketing, logo, or brand standard needs, contact them at HiFlyerCreative.com. Check out the other shows on the network. We're really proud of the work that everyone's doing on the SPDM crew. So please check out and support the other members of the SPDM crew. And if you've got a podcast idea or you're interested in being part of the SPDM crew as a guest or collaborating, email us at spdmcrew@gmail.com. Until next time, happy watching, friends.